everything's gonna be alright. And when we get there, I'ma see a pretty young thing. I'ma ask her to take my hand, head to the floor, we gon' dance. And when we get there, best believe we're gonna do a two-step. Ain't no drama in here, so don't stress. Step to the right, then side to the left.
What's going on? Welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you had a great Monday. Hopefully it'll get a little bit better for you now. We are back with the latest in sports, fashion, movie reviews, and the best indie music out there. Later in the show, we welcome an upcoming artist who has a brand new single called Saucy. Now this guy, he'll be performing at this year's Essence Festival in New Orleans. His name is Keith Jacobs. This is someone you definitely want to know. He's going to be around for a long time. Then in Hot Topics, we're talking about everything. BET Awards, a recap of that. We're talking about Tristan Thompson not liking the way he was portrayed on Keeping Up the Kardashians last night. They made him come off as suicidal. Then LeVar Ball. Everyone's been talking about was his comments to the sportscaster, female sportscaster, was it inappropriate. It'd be interesting to see what Miss Parker thinks about that as the only female on the panel. All that much more. Want to mind all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, and of course our official website, thestephennightshow.com. You can also check us out on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Just go to our website, stephennightshow.com. Listen, when we come back, Hot Topics, right back after this.
Just the other day, you turned and walked away, left you all alone, heart full of pain. Never said goodbye, left you there to cry, broken down, standing in the rain. Ay. But wipe all your tears away, 'cause I can't save the day. Gonna erase the pain, the hate game, it's gonna be okay. I know we broke your heart, tears rolling down your face. You know I'm coming over to make sure you're okay. You don't have to wait, I'ma save the day. Call me Superman, you be always late. Girl, I'm on my way, girl, I'm on my way, you don't have to wait, I'ma save the day. Call me Superman, you be always late. Girl, I'm on my way. You must have seen it all along. He was a fool to do you wrong, but it's okay, I'm here to stay, so stay strong and move on. Take my hand, 'cause I wanna be your man. Gonna wine and dine you, show you I love you, make all your dreams come true. You broke your heart, tears rolling down your face. You know I'm coming over to make sure you're okay. You don't have to wait, I'ma save the day. Call me Superman, you'll be always late. Girl, I'm on my way. Girl, I'm on my way. You don't have to wait, I'ma save the day. You can put your trust in me, I'll never let you down when you call on me. I'll always be around if you let me be the man you need. Baby, I'll fulfill your fantasy. But wipe all your tears away, 'cause I can't save the day. Gonna erase the pain, the hate game. It's gonna be okay. I know we broke your heart, tears rolling down your face. You know I'm coming over to make sure you're okay. You don't have to wait, I'ma save the day. Call me Superman, you'll be always late. Girl, I'm on my way. I'm on my way, you save the day, you'll be okay. Hey.
girl, that ghetto love. That ghetto love. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. Take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love. Ghetto love, ghetto love. Take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love. Ghetto love, ghetto love. Ghetto love. In the ghetto. 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 In the ghetto.
This is Greg Penn, and you rocking with the Stephen Knight Show. Okay, bye.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Miss Parker, how's it going?
Happy Monday. I'm a little tired, but I'm here.
Yes. How was your weekend? You were in the beautiful city of Miami, huh?
Yeah, I spent a weekend in Miami. Got back this morning and just trying to recover. It was really hot. It's the
Yeah, I heard.
They've had.
Mm-hmm.
They've had a few weeks. I'm sorry, a few years. So we struggled.
Yeah, I heard.
Trying to get around and get through the weekend, but it was fun. We had a great time.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, one of my friends lives down there. He said, I told him you were there. He said, she picked the wrong weekend. It is hot. He said, it is hot here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pictures look good. Like, y'all did have a good time. So that's good. Good to get away. My weekend, I didn't do a whole lot. I hung out here and there. Friday, I just watched Netflix. And, stuff like that. I didn't do a whole lot. But it was a good weekend. It's always a good weekend. I have to deal with this job. Chika Evans, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It was a working weekend. I don't know if you guys know. You probably know from social media. But I started a business. I'm officially Magic Hands.
Oh, yeah.
Massage therapy. Yeah.
So
I had some clientele over the weekend, and I absorbed some Stephen Knight Show content
awesome.
This weekend.
That's dope.
But I do want to get with Miss Parker because I want to go to Barbados, and I know that she's been, and she has connections there. So, Miss Parker, we need to talk off air.
Yeah, definitely. Just let me know. We can chat about it.
I will.
When you heading here?
I would like to go next year. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I want it to be kind of a big trip. I want to stay for a minute. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
Congratulations on the business, too.
Yeah, congratulations.
Okay. Thank you.
It's called Magic Hands?
Yes. # Magic Hands.
And where can people find out more information?
So I've been accepting clients via DM.
Okay.
So you can DM me on Instagram or even Facebook if you're following me. Or if you're not following me, please follow me. I'm everywhere, Chike Evans, or at Absolutely Chike. And you can DM me and we can talk, I'm very, very cheap. I'm cheaper than all competition, and I'm not just saying that. I really, really am. Because I believe that this type of therapy should be available to everyone.
Yeah.
It's necessary.
It's true. It's true.
And, just look me up. # Magic Hands. Absolutely Chike. You can DM me. I even have, I'm boasting now, and I'm tooting my own. I have a couple of gold medalists as clients.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'm highfalutin.
Hey. That's best.
Thank you.
Congrats, for sure, yeah. All right, well, our question of the day is, are you a risk taker? Ms. Parker?
I think I'm a pretty balanced person in making decisions. I think the older, not the older, but the more I grow as a person, not just age, but as a person, I think that I am more considerate of everything for making a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a balance, and I can also I take calculated risk. I think I'm it's thought out, but it's not very impulsive.
Yeah. That's me. I'm not much of a risk taker. I mean, I will take certain things, but nothing like bungee jumping, or I'm not going to do all that. I mean, they just had I saw it on the news. This made me think of the question. There was a plane that was carrying some people to go bungee jump, and the whole plane crashed. 11 people died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
My thing is, I'm not going to do anything that I know there's a chance I can die. You know what I'm saying? Jumping out of a plane. But no, I'm not doing all that. What about you, Chika? Oh, go ahead.
So wait a minute. I need a little clarity, because you said a risk taker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from the example that you just mentioned, that's being a daredevil. That's not really a risk taker.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, the only risk that I won't say the only, but the biggest risk I've taken was moving to Atlanta with no job. That was the biggest risk I've taken.
I think that's more of a risk. Yeah. That's more of a risk taker.
Yeah. Well, I would consider being a daredevil a risk taker. That's kind of risky. You don't think so? But I think that, to me, they're different forms of risk taking to me. But for me, the biggest risk I've taken was moving to Atlanta without a job.
That's a good one.
And because back in Virginia, I had my job, I had my own place, I had everything was already set the way I wanted it. But I knew I wanted to relocate, and so once I determined it would be Atlanta, I came down here for an interview, and it was going very well. And they told me, "Well, just call us when you get back." And I'm like, no, it would have been better if I knew I had the job, but I ended up getting it. But that was a risk for me, just picking up and moving everything. So yeah,
that was a calculated risk.
It was,
because I'm sure that you cushioned yourself when you went down there. You just didn't go down there and
right.
Yeah, you're right.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would say that I would be a calculated risk taker as well. However, the older that I get, and you get this with age, you can bet on yourself for sure, because you know yourself better than anyone.
Right.
So sometimes I will take risks betting on myself, knowing that I'm going to succeed, because the only thing standing in between the success is me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will take a risk betting on me.
Okay. All right.
I.e. starting a business.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, tweet us at home, Stephen Knight Show, SHO, and let us know, are you a risk taker? All right, so last night, BET Awards, 2019 BET Awards, some of the highlights, Cardi B and Offset, they opened the show with their with a medley of their song Clout, and then Cardi B's new song Press. Regina Hall was the host. I thought she did a great job. She was the host, and I thought it was interesting because I really don't know her personality. Like, I've seen her in interviews, but I didn't get to see her personality. But when she hosted, you got to see a lot of her that I don't think you typically see. People are saying a highlight of the show was Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus performing their number one hit, Old Town Road. It had everyone on their feet. Lizzo, who is a breakthrough artist, she performed and did an amazing job as well. Rihanna surprised everyone by delivering a heartfelt introduction to Lifetime Achievement Award winner Mary J. Blige, who took the stage and performed a medley of her greatest hits: My Life, No More Drama, Real Love. She brought out Lil' Kim for I Can Love You, and brought out Method Man for You're All I Need, and then she ended up with Just Fine. The Exonerated Five, formerly known as Central Park Five, they took to the stage and shared a powerful message about the value and importance of truth. Then they introduced her and YBN Cordae. DJ Khaled performed with Meek Mill and Jeremiah. Taraji P. Henson presented Tyler Perry with the Ultimate Icon Award. And then Nipsey Hussle's family accepted the award for him. He got a humanitarian award for his commitment to unifying communities through peace. And then John Legend, DJ Khaled, and Marsha Ambrose, they performed a song in his honor. Did you watch? What were your thoughts?
Unfortunately, I haven't seen it, so I'll let you guys have this one. I
Okay.
saw some of the clips. Mary looked great.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen any of the performance at all.
Okay. Chica?
Honestly, I saw clips. I did not watch it. I was too busy watching stuff for tonight's movie review.
Right. Actually, I went to a watch party yesterday, and I watched them until right after Exonerated 5. But Mary killed it. She was a little hoarse. You could tell she was a little hoarse, but she made up for it. I mean, her energy, and everybody knows it for her dancing. Go Mary, go Mary. But it was actually not bad because she had some of these background dancers doing the exact same thing. So it was cool. It was cool. But it was crazy when I Can Love You came on. I said it'd be crazy if Lil' Kim came out. And all you saw was her come down to come on the stage, and Method Man came out on the stage. I thought she did an amazing job, and I think that it's overdue that she receives this kind of award. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about what's her name that hosted Regina Hall, and how people don't realize that Regina Hall, Taraji P. Henson, and people of that caliber, they've been in the industry for years, 20 years or so, and they're just now getting their due. By hosting award shows and stuff like that. So I'm glad that they're still able to do that. They're getting these opportunities and everything. But I thought it was a good show overall. I really thought it was a good show. Now I heard.
I was going to say. Would you say you hope it gets better?
I said it seemed like the BET Awards are getting
better. Yeah, they're getting better.
Yeah. I would like for them to do a anniversary. I'm giving you an idea, BET. An anniversary of the BET Awards, but with highlights from every single last award. Because in the beginning, when they first started, they used to really kill it.
Yeah.
And then, they kind of went down, but now they're coming back.
They're back up. Well, let me tell you about this. So John Singleton's, he has a daughter, and his, the mother, I don't want to call her baby mama because I want to reduce her to that, but the mother, she took to social media after the awards and felt slighted that they didn't give him this type of tribute that they gave Nipsey Hussle. She said that BET plays nothing but his movies, and she said pretty much the movies they play on BET are mostly John Singleton movies. And she said, I get it. This is not the '90s, and so Nipsey Hussle's more important. It's more popular, and so they did it for ratings. What do you think about that?
I didn't see it, but I've heard that. I heard other prominent black people say that. John Singleton is a legend. Regardless of whether or not his movies from the '90s, he was the first director to give black actors and actresses and models, singers, a platform as far as being in the movies. So I think that maybe paying more attention to that. The award show was pretty long. I'm sure they could have put out a few more minutes to do something more impactful. But I'm glad she expressed that. I don't think it was rude or disrespectful. She seemed to have expressed it in a respectful way. And I think it's something to think of, moving forward if somebody else was to do a tribute. He is a historical legend.
Yeah.
Someone who's been written out for years, generation, regardless of anything. His movies are timeless, and so it had a huge impact on our culture, and I think that it would have been well deserved.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts, Chica?
I agree with Ms. Parker, but I have a question. What is the time frame of Nipsey Hussle's death and John Singleton's death? John Singleton's death is pretty recent. Oh, that's it?
Yeah, it would be a month.
Okay. Because I was going to say that they probably will do something later on because of the time frame, and also BET Awards. If you really think about it, they kind of gear all their stuff to music.
Yeah.
They don't really gear it to other thing else, and that's maybe why they didn't include him. But be sure and know that he's going to get an NAACP award. I know that for sure.
People were also talking about how they were kind of clowning Miley Cyrus because Billy Ray Cyrus, as you know, teamed up with Lil Nas X, and how he made his debut on the BET Awards, and everyone, it was well received, and everyone just enjoyed the performance, and how she has tried to get into black culture, but she's never been invited to BET Awards, and they said part of the reason is because her twerking and all that, it was kind of like she was not making a mockery of it, but it just came off as annoying. And so the fact that your father made it to BET Awards before you, people were talking about that online as well. But yeah. Anyway, I thought it was good, and most of the performances are on YouTube, by the way. All right, so South Bend, Indiana. I'm sorry? You said something, Ms. Parker?
No.
Okay. South Bend, Indiana mayor and Democratic president candidate, Pete Buttigieg, has enjoyed the fruits of the mainstream media's, praise over his campaign and rhetoric. But back home, it's not the same. It's been a little more than a week since South Bend Police Sergeant Ryan O'Neill killed Eric Logan for allegedly refusing to drop a knife. He said that the young man was carrying, the gentleman was carrying. But no one really believes the story because the sergeant didn't have on his body camera. So folks in South Bend, they're frustrated with the way the civil rights are in that area. They're saying how the same amount of resources is not given to the areas that are predominantly black. They're saying that they only have out of all the police officers, they only have 13, and the numbers actually decreased under this mayor's while he's mayor. And so they've been having rallies, and he stopped his campaign to go home and address these things, but it's a lot of backlash and a lot of people are just coming after him. So they're wondering if he would he be able to get the black vote? Because they're saying he's having a hard time in his own community, but he'll be able to do a national scene. What are your thoughts on that, Ms. Parker?
I think he has some great ideas. I think of the candidates, he's probably one of the top players. I do think that he does need to address the situation in the city in which he is mayor. Mm-hmm. I think that he needs to be able to prove that he can be a leader in that city, in that environment, and that he can make things better for the people in that city before he takes on America's problems. And I think that they were pretty harsh on him, and rightfully so. I think because being a politician, you're going to have audiences or challenges your views and also challenges what you've done in their community since you've been representing them as a community. Mm-hmm. But I think that he was caught off guard, and I have not seen that because I've seen him take on Trump supporters. I think he's ready for those type of conversations, but he's not ready for tough conversations surrounding race. I think that's the only time I've ever seen him caught off guard, and because he was caught off guard, he came across very dismissive. And I think the worst thing you can do as a leader is to come across as dismissive, because what that does is it takes the trust away from the people who you're supposed to be leading, and they feel unheard. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how he's going to navigate around that. But I think that their questions were valid. They lived in a city in which he's the mayor and things haven't changed. So to have someone who you feel is supposed to be representing and leading your city and hasn't made much of a change to you and your community now want to be president, their questions and concerns were valid. But I do think as far as, the presidency, anyone's better than Trump.
Right, that's true. Very true. Chika?
Yes, Lord. I think that he speaks very well, and I do like some of his ideas, but I think at the end of the day, what people are going to want is relatability and experience. Mm-hmm. And he's just a little too young.
That's what I was wondering. Is he too young? He's 37. Do you think he's too young for this job, for president?
I think he's too young. Mm. I really do. I really think he's too young. But I do like the fact that he is young and he has bright ideas. Maybe the next go around, yes. But one of the key things and why people are into him is because that he is gay, so he's a minority. However, he's still a Caucasian male in this country, and he cannot relate to the plight of the African American people. And he may understand injustice from bigotry. He may understand that, but he needs to handle this situation the right way if he wants to continue with the African American supporters.
Yeah,
this is important.
You know, there was a young activist who lives in South Bend. He was on CNN today, and he said that these issues have been going on in South Bend for years, and the fact that the reason why it's making headlines is because the mayor is running for president. He said, but if that's why I think people came out in such big crowds and they were kind of angry because they wanted to get their message out. This is what's happening, and because now the press is there in their town because of the mayor, you know, that was the opportunity to speak out. But yeah, he definitely has to address that because, you know, the black vote is huge, and if he doesn't get that, then he's not going to win.
Not only the black vote, if you can't win your hometown, how are you going to win the country?
Yep. All right. Well, switching gears. Yesterday was the season finale of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and Khloe claimed that Tristan threatened to harm himself on the show, pretty much saying that he said that I don't want to live without you. Apparently, he is pissed off because of the way it came across on the show, like he's suicidal, and he's getting calls from people in the NBA, you know, the executives as well as friends and family. And so, you know, he's apparently pissed off at Khloe for airing that, like, you know, I was going to kill myself. Would you be mad if you were him?
You know what? I think Tristan has a right to be mad about anything. You don't cause some pain, threaten to kill yourself, and then want to control how they react. I just think he needs to grow up, and he needs to. He's one of those people who's very selfish, it seems. Everything is about him. Even during that period when he was texting about, he knows that she is. The thing I like about the Kardashians, and I think what their audience appreciate about them is they don't edit their lives. They show everything. The bad, the good, the ugly, and they show even when they're in fight with each other. So he knew that going into it. You know what I mean? They just don't. They don't edit anything. They put all of their lives out there. Now, she could have gone through this whole season without even mentioning anything with Tristan and what happened. But that's not who they are. That's not how they move. That's not what their show is about. They're very transparent in my eyes. So he should have known that if you text somebody that, okay, well, I'm going to harm myself, you should have known that was going to come out somehow. And I don't think it's her responsibility to try to edit how he looks anymore. You don't get to tell someone how to tell their story that you put yourself in and harm them. You know what I mean? If you want to be, there's a quote that says, if you want to be looked at in a good light, behave that way. You're going to be looked at the way you behave in people's lives. Period.
That's true. That's true.
No, I feel bad for him. I feel like, you know, I did watch the episode today. I missed like the last 3 or 4, but I saw online that that the episode aired. It's not the finale, by the way. I saw there was another episode after that.
Okay.
But it aired, so I searched it today and I watched it. And Khloe was so graceful in that episode. She even told Jordan that she loved her in one of the text messages. She knew that he was scared. I just want the truth. I'm not, I just want to know what happened. I love you. You've been a part of our family. Just kind of reassuring her that I may be upset, but I still need you to tell me. And I think she handled it with grace. It made me even see her more as she's a very compassionate person. And so even when after he did all the stuff he did, she called to make sure one of his friends go by the house to check on him to make sure he was okay. You know what I mean? Like, so now you're going to be upset because it came out. That should be the least of your concern. You hurt this person to their core, and you're concerned about how you look on TV and how it's going to affect your job. You didn't behave that way when you were doing the things you did. You weren't thinking about your job or your family, So, anyways, that whole situation is dismissed. But I do want to touch on the Jordan part because, when everything came out, because we didn't know Khloe's side of the story, everyone, especially black women, which I can't understand why they hate the Kardashians so much, because a black man chooses to be with somebody who is not black, you don't blame the woman. I don't blame anybody.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, if he wants her, he doesn't want me, so what's it to me?
Right.
But you don't, they act like white women are going kidnapping black men and making them sleep and have babies with them. These men are making the choices.
Right.
So I don't see why there's so much hate towards women who date black men and prefer a black man when the men are the ones making the choices to be with these women. So it seems like an internal issue. That's one. But secondly, when everything came out, everyone was on Jordan's side. And I remember telling people just, don't take sides. Of course, she's young. She made mistakes. We all made mistakes. She's 21 or something. We've all made mistakes in our early 20s, late teens, whatever. But hear her out. If you want to form her opinion, wait until everything come out. But I do think that, I do think that one with Jordan, things happen sometimes to push us outside of our comfort zone, so that we can. The worst thing to happen to us can be the best thing to happen to us.
Yeah, it's true.
Because now she's on her own. She's able to make moves on her own. I think her purpose in the Kardashians' lives and theirs in hers have been served. And sometimes that purpose doesn't look good. It doesn't. It's not going to come out looking like roses and gold. But your purpose has been served. You've been her friend. Whatever that purpose was in bringing you guys this far. And their purpose in your life may have been getting you your shine that you needed to make your own moves.
Yeah.
So she seemed to be doing better on her own and stuff, depending on them for survival as far as giving her jobs. So I think that's one good thing that came out of it. So I think that, the whole situation was very, once I watched the episode, I felt horrible. I texted my friends, my girl talking about it on the plane, and I texted her, I said, I really feel bad for Chloe. Because I can imagine how somebody who you consider a sister, and then she's already was going through a lot with Tristan. She was completely broken. I feel horrible for her. And she seems like such a good person, but she chooses people, men especially, who take her kindness and her goodness, I think, for granted. But that's not fun. I watched it today, and it really bothered me, that whole episode about it.
Yeah. The way I see it is, you already know the Kardashians have a reality show. They've had it for years. I mean, everyone that they've dated has been on the show or been married with. So, right. I mean, it's not a surprise. Yeah. Yeah, her divorce. When she was going through it with that guy, what's his name? He used to play for Atlanta too. That's the player that she married very briefly. Oh yeah.
They show her locked in the bathroom boo-hooing because she felt like she made a mistake marrying him. They showed her
Kim
having a breakdown. Having a breakdown. So it's like they show everything. It's a very transparent show. And so I just don't understand how you want now for them to be like, okay, well, we're going to make sure we cut out everything, Tristan. No, because you made your bed, you have to lie in.
That's true. Chica, any thoughts?
Honestly, I'm just stuck on the fact that yet another man that was married to that woman tried to kill himself. What's going on? Why is that happening?
I don't think it has anything to do with her. I think that's unfair. I think that's very unfair to put like that on somebody.
I didn't put it on her. I'm just trying to understand. I mean, is it the men that she's picking? Is it? Because that's kind of strange.
She picked very broken men, and from what they have shown, we have to let people take responsibility for their actions. He cheats on her every chance he gets. I mean, like, here's a woman who is bending over backwards. No, obviously, I don't know. She's not. We can all say she's not perfect because no one is.
Right.
But just from watching the show, she cares. Like, she really wanted her family to work. Like, she's one of those people who almost, to a fault, too desperate to have this ideal family, probably because Kim has it.
Yeah,
so she gets over backwards and probably enabled these men to be the way they are. Almost so. To the point where they're just, like, reckless. Because he had these are people who are making choices, bad choices, and it just happened to be with someone who is famous. But she definitely has her picker is off.
Yeah.
I would like the whole Kardashian team to walk on over to OWN and go visit Ayanla and sit down and talk about those issues and why that is happening.
Be a good idea. Well, let's take a quick break and come back with a little bit more hot topics right back after this.
I was 17 with a pair of 23. Used to care about the flashy lights. I used to wanna be like Usher, practice in the mirror. That's when I used to fantasize. With college I would go to with girls that really know you, frontin' when you broke for real. With that minimum wage, I was minimum saving, studio money still. Now I'm on the road for real, leaving all I know for real. Do everything you have to, life it don't wait for you. Any second could go for free. This is for the dreamers, everybody dream up. Every time we link up, it's a celebration. Any second might go, go, go up. This is for the dreamers, everybody dream up. Every time we link up, it's a celebration. I was 25, blessed to be alive, chasing my dream this time. I didn't always want to. I used to be scared to. Follow my heart, cause what were the chances that it could happen for someone like me, Now I choose to see, choose to dream, choose to be, choose to see. Cause when it's all over, how you gon' want the world to remember the life you left behind? For real, even all I know, for real. Do everything you have to, life it don't wait for you. Any second could go for real. Now I'm on the road, for real, even all I know, for real. Do everything you have to, life it don't wait for you. Any second could go for real. This is for the dreamers, everybody dream up. Every time we link up, it's a celebration. Any second might go, go, go up. This is for the dreamers, everybody dream up. Every time we link up, it's a celebration. Put it on the line tonight. Singing might, keep rapping might, keep dancing might, any second might. Street baller might blow, college kid might blow. Keep dreaming might blow. Oh, I just can't give up like that. No, I just can't give up like that. 8 years in the boot, that's 8 exact. 8 years in the boot, will not subtract. It took me here, so won't look back. Not here for fame, just love for that. You feel me though? I'm pushing past. Any second might just blow up fast. This is for the dreamers, everybody dream up. Every time we link up, it's a celebration. Any second might go, go, go up. This is for the dreamers, everybody dream up. Every time we link up, it's a celebration. Any second might go, go, go. So put it on the line tonight.
I've never been one to hate, but when I think of all you did when you was all up in my crib, it kinda made me feel away. Now I feel away. I had your back since day one, I never let you hit the ground, but you was really kinda selfish, should've known you was a clown. You was real sneaky with it, always going through my phone. I hope you found what you was looking for, cause now I'm really gone. And I'm never looking back, no, cause that shit was whack. You was really talking crazy, even tried to call me lazy. You forget who feeding you, you forget who getting food. Should've let you off cause I wasn't in the mood. But I tried to play it cool. Then you thought I was a fool. Trying to be someone you're not. Yeah, I call you. Worry about everyone else. You need to worry about yourself. Can't even pay your own car. Damn, I thought you was a star. You was flexing for the gram. But I don't even give a damn. Cause I'ma call you on your shit. Yeah, I'ma call you on your shit. Cause, yeah, you a stupid ass nigga. You was always fucking broke when you walked through the door. Should've known you was a joke. You a fucking joke. Yeah, you a stupid ass nigga. You was always fucking broke when you walked through the door. Should've known you was a joke. You a fucking joke. You was feeling insecure. Didn't think that your love was pure. Yeah, I text another nigga. Cause I thought that he was realer. Taking him out my phone, how the fuck you figure? When we went to the club, you ain't had the cash. So I had to make sure your friends let you pass. Yeah, that shit was mad whack. You was really close, minded, couldn't live with that. And if I want to be honest, I just want my cash back. How could you sleep on me? Always looking right and I keep my body tight, yeah. I probably would've never stood your tea. But now it's time for me to let the whole world see that you ain't shit. You never was, you never will be. Oh. Yeah, you a stupid ass nigga. You was always fucking broke when you walked through the door. Should've known you was a joke. You a fucking joke. Yeah, you a stupid ass nigga. You was always fucking broke when you walked through the door. Should've known you was a joke. You a fucking joke.
Yo, what's good, man? This is Keith Jacobs checking in for the one time, and this is my new single, Saucy. You heard it here first on the Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you we're all over social media: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, and of course our official website, thestephenknightshow.com. You can get your t-shirts, learn more about us. Check us out also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Just go to our website, thestephenknightshow.com. All right, so it was announced today that according to TMZ, Tierra Marie was arrested in New York for driving while intoxicated. Now, cops allegedly pulled Tierra over early Saturday morning after seeing her coming out of the Midtown Tunnel into Queens in a Dodge Charger with sparks flying from under the car. After the authorities pulled her over, the Love and Hip Hop star, they noticed that in front of the car, the wheel was gone and the bumper was dragging. That was causing the sparks. She was ultimately arrested and booked for DWI and driving without a license after allegedly having a trouble standing and smelling of alcohol. She's currently in police custody, waiting arraignment. Now, her nemesis, arch nemesis, 50 Cent, apparently she owes him $30,000 when she lost a revenge porn case against him, and he's been heckling her online about wanting his money. And so he posted the headline on his Instagram and put, "Jesus take the wheel, a bitch drunk. Still want my money Monday, dirtbag." What are your thoughts?
I feel, I just think that she needs to get help. 50 Cent is a whole different story, so I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
But I think that she obviously has substance abuse issues. She's been struggling with
on the show too, right?
On the show, and she's been in and out of rehab for the past 4 or 5 years. But I think that I think it's an ongoing issue, and I think it's a decision to change not only your habits but your environment. So some people deal with their entire lives because they don't make those changes that are necessary. I'm just hopefully we can all send her positive, loving energy that she can make decisions that she needs to make so she can live a healthier lifestyle and get healthy.
Yeah. Chica?
I just find it amazing that these people, when they come into our lives, some of them, we know them for an art form. Like, she is a beautiful singer.
Mm-hmm.
And her legacy is now changing. It's turning into something else due to, her lifestyle, how she's living, some of the choices she's made, and we're watching her spiral. What I thought probably would have been nice as a king, a strong black man, an alpha male like 50 Cent, that's another queen and she's in trouble. Mm-hmm. Why not reach out to her and help her? Your lawsuit can still stand. She can still owe you. But as a human being, of us being of the same race, and you're both in the same industry, why don't you help your sister out? You don't have to pick her all the way up, or at least keep her from falling.
Yeah, it's like kicking her while she's down. Kicking her while she's down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, me personally, I'd say, okay, that's cool. Let me take you to rehab. Let me be the one to facilitate this for you. Mm-hmm. I'll pay for it or whatever.
Yeah, I hope she does get the help she needs. And, the fact when things like this happen publicly, it makes you sometimes face, the fact that she's a celebrity, it makes you face your problems. So hopefully she'll get the help, and this will be something that gets her towards her sobriety. But yeah, definitely got thoughts with her. So LeVar Ball, he's the father of Lonzo. So, he was on ESPN, which he appears on regularly, on a show called First Take, and he was talking. They were having a debate about his son being traded to New Orleans Pelicans, and so he was in a discussion with Stephen A. Smith and Molly Crum, who's also on the show, and so Molly asked him, "Can we switch gears?" And he responded, "You can switch gears with me anytime." And so after the show, she was upset by that and went to the executives, and so they banned him from being on ESPN. There's been this back and forth, but 50-50 split. People are saying, well, he really didn't say anything inappropriate, because he's saying admit nothing sexual. He released it through his team the next day. There was nothing sexual about it. He didn't mean it like that. Switching gears means changing subjects, and that's what I was talking about. And so, but a lot of people are saying, no, that was inappropriate, saying what he said to her. And so he was, over the weekend, he was, the camera crew came up to him and asked him what were his thoughts on being banned from ESPN. He said, ESPN can't ban me. I don't work for them. He said, I have my own show, and I stay by what I said. I did not mean anything sexual to her. He said, the only time I would hit on her is if she broke in my house. He was being funny. So do you think those comments were sexual or inappropriate, Ms. Parker, as a woman?
I don't think so. I think he's kind of being judged by his previous actions. I think sometimes our previous behavior show up before we do.
Yeah.
Or show up before the message that we're trying to give currently shows up, and it has people on edge and already in a defensive mode. And I think with the new sensitivity surrounding the music movement, I think women are more
on guard.
Open to say, not on guard, but open to say, hey, that was offensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that could have been something that could have been sorted out between two adults.
Right.
I think she could have had a conversation. You know what challenges me and really, it really kind of bothers me as an adult? People who have issues having difficult conversations. It's like, we're an adult. What is the other person going to do to you?
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe because I'm not like that, I struggle to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it could have been, and I don't think that necessarily was even a challenging conversation. It could have been like, hey, when you said that, I took it to mean this way. I'm hoping that's not what you mean, since we're in a professional environment. Can we talk about it? Maybe she could have had her representative in the station there. He could have had a representative there so he feels comfortable. And it could have been sorted out. I think everything just get blown away, blown out of proportion because people don't communicate. And when you don't communicate, there's a lot of assumptions that are made. But I don't think it had to get this big. I just reading what he said, it didn't sound like it was a sexual thing. And he meant you can switch, the topic whenever you want to. Pretty much saying that this is your platform. You can.
This is your show, right?
Yeah. So.
Chica.
So, at my job, we just got a new overhaul of the rules and regulations as it relates to misconduct. And the new rules state, no matter what your intention is, if the intention is that of the person, then that's the reality of it. So if she perceived that it was sexual, if she worked at my job, I don't know if ESPN has the same policy, but if she worked at my job, if she perceived that to have been a sexual statement, then it's a sexual statement, and he could lose his job. And that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's the case and she perceived it that way, then, but something tells me that in this situation, somebody wanted him to go anyway. Because that could have been worked
That's
out.
kind of what it sounds
That's what it sounds like, too.
Because if they really wanted him on the show, they would have pulled her aside and they would have worked it out.
Yeah.
Like, this is the situation. What can we do to square this up? What needs to happen?
Yeah.
Or what can we do for you? If they really wanted to keep him.
Well, yeah, and I agree with Ms. Parker. Like, it could have been a simple conversation where she pulled him to the side after the show or had a representative do it, and then he could have just went back on the air and said, I think my comment was taken out of, taken out of context, and I want to apologize. And it would have been done. You know what I mean? And they could have moved on.
But even if she really didn't want to have the conversation and she was dead set on how she felt about it, and ESPN really wanted to keep him, they would have worked that out.
Right.
They would have squashed that somehow so that he would stay. They wanted him to go.
Okay. All right, well, our last story is very crazy. Okay. So, a Florida man decided to scatter his stool all over a Miami courtroom, and the judge was his target. 33-year-old Doreen Philidor, who was currently on trial, was sitting in a wheelchair next to a Miami-Dade circuit judge, Lisa Welsh, before closing arguments on Friday when he reportedly cast feces in her direction. Philidor's response during the ordeal, he yelled, "It's protein, it's good for you." Fortunately, his stool missed the judge, but some witnesses were hit with it. One witness, Alan Rios, he told reporters, "It was intense. The corrections officers and police officers were swarming, like 60 of them. They told everyone to leave. You couldn't go back in because it was a hazardous area." After the law enforcement swarmed Philidor, the trial was moved to another room so that the courtroom could be sanitized. According to the Miami Herald, closing arguments in the trial were set to begin after a lunch break, but Philidor defecated and smeared all over himself and the holding cell he was in. On Friday, he was acquitted of the original burglary charge, but will remain in jail as he waits another trial in the grand theft auto case. No word on whether he will get charges for throwing the feces. What in the world is wrong with people? I mean, is that going to help your case? I don't get it.
I mean,
I'm
obviously,
sorry.
he has some mental illness.
Yes.
Some talk about that case. In Florida, some guy pulled up in a random driveway, opened his car door, Papa Squat took a dump, and got back in his car and rode off.
What?
They said it was the Florida people. They call them Florida crazies.
My friend just posted it, and it's a video. He pulls up. opens his
Oh my
door,
God.
He squats right there. He takes a dump, got back in his car, and he backed out. I don't even think he wiped his butt.
He said, and I don't have to go right now. Wow.
So, I mean, I'm so analytical, and I like to pick things apart. So I want to know, like, when he went into court, was that his plan? He was like,
he planned that.
Like, I'm going. Like, was it fresh? Like, did you just take a dump as you walked in? Was
Premeditated.
It walked in? Were you in
Yeah,
the
my
smelling?
thing is, how do you know you're going to be able to go?
Right.
I think it's something that he thought about once he started feeling like he had to go.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Or did you just get mad and come up with it on the spot? Like, how did that happen?
That's disgusting.
And how did they let him dig in his pants to go get it?
Right. Mental illness. Well, Miss Parker, as always, thank you for Hot Topics. Have a wonderful week. Welcome back. And I'll talk on Monday. Check out some movie reviews.
Yes, sir.
All right. Right back after this.
Good night, guys.
All right.
When I was younger, I used to face that I ever had, yeah. Now that I'm older, this world is colder. Chips on our shoulders, can we get over all the pain from the past? So I was stuck in the middle, becoming bitter than I considered. Life can be so simple when you let it go. You gotta let it go. I'm feeling fine, got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, 'cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm feeling fine, got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, 'cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Moved out to Georgia, knew what I wanted, hope that I'd start a new life. Found a new meaning, followed my dreams. The phone started ringing, 'cause I was singing, but I was flying so high. Then I battled convictions, faced some evictions. All did I mention had good intentions. Oh, what a price to pay. So I made the connection, sought less perfection. Just keep accepting, life can be so sweet when you let it go. You gotta let it go. I'm feeling fine, got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, yeah. 'Cause I know that I am what I'm supposed to be. 'Cause I know that I am what I'm supposed to be. I'm feeling fine, I got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, yeah. 'Cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I never go back again. No, never go back again. Oh no, never go back again. No, no, never go back again. I never go back again. No matter what they tell me, no, I'm never turning back to where I was supposed to be. I never go back again. No, never go back again. No, I never go back again. Yeah, never go back again. I never go back again. Never go back again. I ain't going back no more. Got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, 'cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. 'Cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm feeling fine, I got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, 'cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
I got something that's on my mind, and I ain't trying to waste no time. You got everything I like. Come over here, I wanna bite. Girl, you know that you got it right. Girl, I'ma curve the rest of the night. Private dance, let me see. Blow them candles off that cake. Take you home and get you right. Girl, you know I'm about that. And I said, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. Girl, keep twerking that back. Turn a nigga on when you do it like that. You making that thing do the thunderclap. Got me thinking about your phone, it back. And I said, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. I'm thinking it's about that time. Going to your hotel, oh mine. Got my attention and watching you grind. Baby girl, you can just spend the night. And I said, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. Come on, girl, let's make a movie. I'll sit back and watch you do it. Take your time, girl, don't be shy. We gon' make it hit tonight. Girl, you know that you got it right. Girl, I'ma curl the rest tonight. Private dance, let me see. Blow them candles off that cake. Take you home and get you right. Girl, you know I'm about that. And I said, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. Girl, keep twerking that back. Turn a nigga on when you do it like that. You making that thing to the thunderclap. Got me thinking about you throwing it back. And I said, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. I'm thinking it's about that time. Going to your hotel on mine. Got my attention and watching you grind. Baby girl, you can just spend the night. And I said, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. Twerking that back. Girl, keep twerking that back. Turn a nigga on when you do it like that. You making that thing through the thunderclap. Got me thinking about you throwing it back. And I said, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. I'm thinking it's about that time. Telling you your hotel on mine. Got my attention and watching you grind. Baby girl, you can just spend the night. And I said, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo.
What's up? You're now listening to Eli Costello, and I just want to thank y'all for tuning in to the #1 show in Atlanta on SoundCloud, The Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Now, hip-hop may still dominate the current Billboard charts, but every now and then, again, we are introduced to an R&B artist who has the perfect tone, style, and groove, and that becomes a promise of a stardom. And Keith Jacobs is that artist. His current single, Saucy, from his forthcoming still untitled disc, which is due out in October, is already creating national attention. Please help me welcome someone you need to know, Keith Jacobs. Welcome to the show.
Hey, man, thank you guys for having me, man. This is a vibe, man. I appreciate the energy.
We definitely appreciate you taking time out your schedule. I mean, you have so much going on. Let's start from the beginning. How did you get involved in music? When did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
Man, so I've been doing music pretty much all my life. You know, it started off kind of as a chore, and I was forced into that youth choir at church.
Yeah.
You know, just to avoid getting in trouble with my parents. You know, but that kind of spawned into something a little great. You know,
Yeah.
I fell in love with it. So music has always been close to me. You know,
Right.
But for me, it was when I went to college.
Okay.
Southern University out there in Baton Rouge, man.
Yeah.
That's when I really felt the love for the art of music, and the making music kind of fell together, you know. So for me, I will always say I'm not a singer by any means, but my art is my storytelling of my music, and my understanding of how the mirror merged the two.
Most definitely. Now, you're originally from Houston, Texas. Like you said, you went to school at Southern University, and you said that growing up it was more of a chore, you know, being in the choir. I know we were all forced to do that when we were kids. But what was it that when you went to school that made you fall in love with it and you know, figure out how you were going to contribute to the industry?
Man, so it was just basically just the art of performing, bro. Like when I saw how people were captivated by what I was doing, and understanding that it's more than just singing a song a good way. It's about everything that goes into that embodies the music, you know, because a lot of time, man, some of the best singers never make it.
That's
but
true.
It's more so about what you're doing and how you're living and being in the music. So for me, it was the art of making it and living and being the music. You know, at Southern, I was able to develop and understand my sound a little bit more, and understand how I fit into this thing called R&B culture. You know,
right? Yeah.
And so from there, I understand my place and my role, and now my responsibility comes to make sure that I'm sticking to my truth and telling my truth and sharing that with the world.
Most definitely, most definitely. Now you'll be performing next week, I guess, at the House of Blues back in Houston. How's it gonna feel like to be back home? Performing there at such a legendary place.
Man, it's a vibe, bro. So for me, always we're actually performing at my tour that we're putting on here in the southern region called "If It Don't Feel Like 90s R&B."
All right, I like it already.
So we're bringing out the superstar Maya. It's actually my birthday celebration.
Okay,
so it's gonna be a vibe, but for me, it's always about doing stuff that is true and authentic.
Most definitely.
So I was born and raised on 90s R&B
music
culture, and my music personifies that, and it
Most
speaks
definitely.
to that, and be able to do that on that stage and to celebrate 90s R&B that way, and kind of showcase that, man. It's going to be a vibe, man. It's going to be a great feeling to do that.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss it, man. I'm jealous already. But what I'm really excited about for you that you'll be performing at this year's Essence Music Festival in New Orleans. I mean, you'll be on the stage Saturday, July 6th. I mean, that's such a legendary event. Artists of all types, caliber, going to perform. What do you hope to contribute to that?
Man, just being my authentic self. Again, looking at it from bird's eye view, like it can be overwhelming sometimes.
Right.
And I'm like, man, this is really happening. And that's when the nervousness maybe set in. But for me, it's like, man, I'm here for a reason. And so now I got a responsibility to make sure that when I'm given a stage and I'm given a chance to showcase what God has blessed me with, that I'm doing that with authenticity, and I'm focused just on that. So for me, I'm gonna get on there. I'm gonna give it my all.
Do what you do.
I'm gonna leave it all on the stage.
Yeah. So for you, what do you enjoy better, or do you enjoy equally creating the music or performing the music?
Oh man, it's the creation.
So,
I'm a Cancer, and I really don't believe in the astrology and stuff, but people always tell me that it holds true. So my birthday is June 29th, next week. So happy early birthday. The term has already started, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't mad at you.
People always tell me that I'm super emotional, but it's only through my music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I hold all those feelings in, and my canvas is created when and that's my therapy. So and too, like the way that I record or I create in spurts. I might just have a good 2 months where I go through 20 songs, and that'll be it for me. And I transition to focusing on the live show or pushing and doing everything else that comes with the hustle and the grind of the music. But that is my therapy, and once I get it out, man, it's powerful to look back and say, man, that shit really happened. That really happened.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand that now.
Most definitely. And I heard that you speak about you creating music, but that you think it's good. I mean, you push people to be vulnerable and authentic in their relationships and all that, and it comes out in your music. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, man. So. And I feel like that's what's missing right now in today's industry, and I'm really big on, I'm seeing the shift of music again, and we're hearing it really be personified throughout the rap culture right now, which is now the new pop culture.
Which is crazy, right?
Man, I understand why, because it engulfs and it enthralls so much music. Like the rappers now, they are using melodies, they're using harmonies.
Exactly. Yeah.
And R&B and rap is really they're crossing so much that you can't really tell who's doing what now.
Exactly.
Which is cool, but I love it that it's going back to the way where music really has meaning and it has substance.
Yep.
And it has character of the 90s R&B, where it was okay to be vulnerable.
Right.
It was okay to showcase you feel some kind of way, good and bad, and to be true with yourself.
Yeah. Well, I just listened to Saucy, and I mean, bruh, Tell us about Saucy. Tell us, you know, how the process of creating it and what you want people to hear when we play it after this.
Man, so for me being from Houston, Texas, born and raised, I grew up during the screw culture, but I understood music and I digested music a little differently, you know.
Right.
And my music speaks that. I can't shake Houston because I'm a product of it. So for me, the person who's never been here in Houston, I understand what it's like to ride slow or to ride in a two-seater drop top, you know, on the freeway, you know. That's what I want to represent, you know, and understand, man, we do this, and this is some of where the best music is really made and pushed out at. It happens right here in our backyard.
Most definitely. You know, my college best friend, he was from Houston, and he's from Houston, and you know, he went to school with me in Virginia, and then he went on to grad school in Boston. But guess what? He had to go back home to. He had to go back to Houston. That's what he said. He can't leave that community. That's just his. That's you know.
And then Houston music is on the rise. Like a lot of times, our Houston culture, music culture specifically, is changing so much. But from the Travis Scotts to the Meg Thee Stallion, that's just the surface level, man. We have so many talented artists here in Houston that it's really a melting pot and a plethora of just talent out here, bro. So to be amongst that, you know, during this time, and it's powerful.
Yeah, most definitely. So your it's untitled, but your album is coming out in October. What can we expect at this point?
Yep. And I really can't go too much into it because we're buttoning it up right now.
Right. Yeah.
It's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be a situation. You know. It's gonna be.
Be prepared.
You know. It's gonna be some deep cut. You know. But I'm expecting it to really do some good stuff here and be some good music, man. That's good for the soul.
Right.
In all aspects, man. You know. So I'm excited about it because I get to share my thoughts and my outlook and my truth with you guys, man. So I'm excited about that.
Most definitely. And how will you know for yourself? How will you know it's ready? It's ready. We're done. The songs are ready. Let's get it out there. How will you know that?
I think it's like Pusha T said, man. When you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I just feel like we're almost there, you know. Because for me, like again, I want to basically continue to reiterate, like, I love being vulnerable through my music, you know. The surface level stuff like Saucy, man, that's quick and easy and it's cool. I love it, you know. But I gotta make sure that my bread and butter is on the deep cut. So once I go through my therapy session of creating,
right,
you know, I feel like I got it. I'll feel comfortable with it, man.
Keith Jacobs, man. Tell us where we can keep up with you on social media, your website. Where's the best way to know what you have going on? Keep up with you.
Absolutely, man. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. I ask you guys to follow me on Instagram at This Is Keith Jacobs. This is Keith Jacobs. That's where you can stay up to date and everything we got going on, man. Because right now we're riding the wave, right, and it's moving fast, you know. Yeah,
you got a lot of followers too. When I checked y'all on Instagram, I said, "Oh yeah, he doing it." Again, the album.
It's light work, man. It's light work. We try to stay consistent with it, bro. That's
most definitely. I ain't mad at you. But the single is Saucy. Everybody check it out. We're gonna be playing it next. Keith Jacobs, thank you, man, for joining us. And I can hear the excitement in your voice, so I'm excited for you. And I wish you nothing but success. Yeah. And kill it out there at Essence.
Hey, all love, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, man.
Most definitely. Well, listen, again, our thanks goes to Keith Jacobs. For more information, go to our website, thestephenknightshow.com. We'll be right back after this.
Moving slow, I'm 45. Yeah, we catching vibes. Hit my line, Roger Clementine. Sweet like lemon lime. Put in work, put in time. Tryna to ignore the sign. What's your sign? What's your type? You like boats, you like flights. I just wanna know, yeah. Let me hold Southwest St. Lee, Texas soldier. When she shows up, yeah, my baby, she shuts it down. She's so 90s, gin and juice. It's a late night rendezvous. I can't choose between the two. My little baby got the juice. She got the juice. She got the juice. Drip, drip. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Got the dip with the sauce. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Drip, drip with the sauce. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Shawty, shawty, freaking awesome. Porsche truck, she in a Beamer. She's switching lanes, I'm trying to keep up. COC, I'm trying to creep up. De Leon, tequila. She bitty bomb like Selena. She go for whatever she wants. Fourth down with no pawn. It's a sticky situation. This is Californication. You make it hard for celebration. You bring that ass with accommodation. I want you to know I'm betting all on you. If it goes down, I take charge for you. You say it's hard, but it's easy to love you. I lose all track of time whenever I'm loving you. So 90s gin and juice. It's a late night rendezvous. I can't choose between the two. My little baby got the juice. She got the juice. She got the juice. Drip, drip. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Got the dip with the sauce. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Drip, drip with the sauce. Shawty, shawty, hella saucy. Shawty, shawty, freaking awesome. Shawty, shawty, freaking awesome.
Damn, B, hold up. Hello?
Yeah.
Product cooking in the bando. Product cooking in the bando. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them old. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them old. Product cooking in the bando. Product cooking in the bando. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them old. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them old.
Get that product cooking in the bando. I keep a shooter, keep them hands low. Hop out that Ferrari like I'm Rambo. Say a prayer, your fam gon' have to light some candles. My hand on the work, I should have an office job. And I am the boss, so how you gon' cross the mob? Skeeter O'Neil, now that's what I call a lob. Covered with one of them, that's what I call a prob. I've been scooping in the Lambo. Pitching on my block while I'm the landlord. Pay your fee, that's what I stand for. I play the key, you take shots like the backboard. The day I punched in, I was born on the job. Now the inside guts look like corn on the cob. Food on the plate, catch you the dinner meal. Bowling like Centerfield. Please get this kid a meal.
Product cooking in the bando. Product cooking in the bando. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them old. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them old. Product cooking in the bando. Product cooking in the bando. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them old. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them old.
I gave them more than they can ask for. Big stick, similar to Jim Duggan Axel. Big whips, call me SOR. Yeah, I'm that boy. SV, call him Escobar. With them tracks, boy. I
I can't say sorry, I make you fellows mad. And can't stop me, I'm like a yellow cab. And just for that, I might cop the yellow Jag. I never left, but it's like you could tell I'm back. Got about 220 on the dashboard. With a cup of Henny, that's the crash course. For the drop, I keep a mask for it. And the Glock, like I shot with the task force. I'm making my name, you should call me monumental. I studied the best, you can't even find a temple. Like I'm tapping them bags, every dime I mention. You can't even find a signal. You don't know the grind I mentioned.
Product cooking in the bendo. Product cooking in the bendo. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them O's. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them O's. Product cooking in the bendo. Product cooking in the bendo. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them O's. I whip it up in the pot, I'm getting rid of them O's.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, how's it going?
It's going well, Stephen. How are you guys?
Can't complain. How was the weekend?
It was really good. The weather was nice. Went up to the pool for a little bit. Went around town. Had a nice fancy dinner last night.
Nice.
So no complaints.
That's good. Sounds like a good weekend. All right.
Yeah. How about you?
My weekend was cool. I didn't do a whole lot, but I got out a little here and there. It was nice. It was relaxing for a change.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. I'll let you and Chika take away with movie reviews.
Sure thing. So I'll start with the number one movie of the box office this past week, which comes to no surprise is Toy Story 4. And as the title suggests, this is the fourth Toy Story movie since the first one appeared 24 years ago. And this is a movie that, after you saw the third Toy Story, you figure it was over, and I think the producers and the directors also thought it was over, but they were able to put in one more story, and it focuses, I don't want to give too much of the storyline away, but it does focus on Woody and Buzz and all your favorite toys going kind of on a road trip with the new human that has kind of taken over them and owns them now, and it involves that story, and it goes on an adventure through that where we meet a lot of other characters, a lot of new toys, and things like that. And this movie, I mean, all the Toy Stories have been great, and this one does not disappoint. I think they did a great job. Pixar, is known for doing original stories and kind of giving you something different than the traditional three-act structure that tells you 1.2, 0.3, things like that. And this is the same way. And there's great guest voices. Key and Peele are on here, Tony Hale, a few others that really impress, and it has its great moments just like the last three Toy Stories did, and I loved it. It was great, and it does seem like kind of the end of the story now. We'll see just because of how popular it did, but yeah, I was a big fan, and I highly recommend. If you need a movie to see, this is the one to see.
Tim Allen said he cried at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and it's true. Once you get to the last scene and the last lines, I mean, you feel like, and especially I think for our age group, that kind of we were old enough. We were a little older than probably the age, maybe a few years younger than us that were like really the kids that grew up on Toy Story. But we were old enough to watch them and grow up with them, and it's quite a scene at the end.
Okay.
So, I saw The Old Man and the Gun. So, I saw this actually on HBO. I remember this movie being released, but it was in limited theaters, and I didn't get a chance to see it because it was an indie film. If you know, this film stars Robert Redford. And if you know anything about Robert Redford basically is Sundance. That's a program that he started to highlight and showcase indie films. And every movie that he's been in, I guess, since he started, has been a Sundance film. And it actually is a production company, Sundance Production Company, which it is. Anyway, so stars Robert Redford, Casey Affleck. If you don't know who Casey Affleck is, he's Ben Affleck's younger brother, who's an Oscar award-winning actor, and Danny Glover and Sissy Spacek. So this story is a true story about Forrest Tucker. Forrest Tucker is a man who basically was a professional bank robber, and he robbed banks from a youthful age, clean until being a senior citizen. And this movie captures Forrest Tucker maybe in his last few jobs, where he was actually an elderly man still robbing banks. And his MO is he's the nicest bank robber that you'll ever encounter, because he was so sweet and nice. People, he was so unassuming, and he would just get away with it. And he has escaped prisons around the country for years. He's always been on the run, and this is a true story. So Robert Redford plays him, and this is actually Robert Redford's last film he's going to act in, and he actually won him a Golden Globe. I thought the story was original, and it was cool, and I just couldn't believe in watching it that this is a real story and this is a real man, and him being a senior citizen and the stuff that he was getting away with. And in the film, they go back in time to some of his capers, and it was so neat how they took old films of Robert Redford and was able to use those clips as him being young, as if, you know, it was that character. It was so cool because they did all of basically his outlaw films where he's escaping and running and jumping and getting away over the years, and it was so cool. This is going to be his last film, so it was just an homage to Robert Redford. I thought it was a cool movie. Robert Redford was one of my favorite actors, old school.
Right.
Yeah, definitely check that out. It's a good watch.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm a Redford fan as well. When you're talking about his old chase movies like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which kind of was like the big movie that propelled him in the limelight. So he has that kind of going on in this one, then it'll definitely be worth checking out.
And I actually watched the extras to this film just because it interested me so. And what I didn't know was Robert Redford, if you look at his films over time, he basically picked outlaw characters in majority of most of his movies simply because he was drawn to those type of people, those type of characters, running away from, not fitting into the confines of. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I've been watching on television, this new series on Showtime called City on a Hill, which stars Kevin Bacon, and it's about Boston Police Department and corruption, and they have an FBI agent who is sent in to help the district attorney weed out the corruption in the city of Boston by any means necessary. And it's really, really interesting. And they talk about how the police force used to be pre FBI insert and them coming down hard on it, and some of the officers are finding it very difficult to adapt and walk the straight and narrow. So very, very interesting, and this is based on reality as well. Again, it's called City on the Hill, and it's on Showtime. Big Little Lies on HBO, of course. They're still killing it. Like, Meryl Streep is I don't think she's of this earth. Like, the way that she acts is just so realistic. Like, she's not from here. She can't be.
Yeah.
She is so excellent on this show as she plays. If you haven't watched Big Little Lies, spoiler alert, she plays the dead husband's wife, and she wants to know answers as to why he died. And she's not taking in or believing anything that anyone's telling her. So she's being nice about it, but she's getting to the heart of matter, and she's going to each person one by one and reading them for the filth. And it's so nice. Like, I love Meryl when she's catty and bad. I love it. Check that out.
It's interesting, Chike. I had breakfast with my boss this morning after a meeting, and she watches that show, and she can't stand Meryl Streep's character. She said she can't stand her.
Yeah, because she makes you dislike her.
That's she said.
Meryl is so good at it, though. She's so good at it.
Yeah, she can't stand that character. But go ahead.
Yeah, so that's on HBO. Another show on HBO, which blew me away first episode, is this new show, Euphoria. And it's about basically the teenagers of today. And I think that, the content is really, really deep. So I wouldn't recommend watching it with your child unless you have a child that you want to have full disclosure with. But I do believe it could be educational and things for you to talk about, or maybe for you to watch and then go talk to your child, because this is what's going on with the youth of today. And it's real. That's why it's here. It's truth. The drug use, the sex, the criminality, all the things that are going on with the youth that the adults are turning a blind eye to. Kids at 13, 14 years old needing to go into rehab because they've been on drugs for years at 13, 14, 15 years old. Like, this is crazy.
That's ridiculous.
How the kids get the drugs, how they're drinking alcohol. Why are they able to purchase alcohol? Where is it coming from? Like, all of this stuff is in this show. And this girl is struggling with a learning disability, and she's using drugs to cope with life. And it's about her and her cipher of friends around her and surrounding school and her home life. It's really, really. I please urge you to watch it, check it out, let me know what you think, and please share on social media with me what you think, because I'm in love with this show. It's my brand new passion. There's a show, second season on Netflix called Dark. The first season was phenomenal, and it's about time travel, but the show itself is very hardcore and it's very dark. There are no light moments in it. It's a hardcore drama, and it's a German show, but they dubbed it over in English, so you don't have to read any subtitles. It's just talking in English, which I think is cool. So you don't have to, avert your eyes from what's going on in the scene to read. Love it. Check it out. Steven, I did check out Murder Mystery. Very good. I actually laughed out loud of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really, really good. Well done. Good production as well. And tonight I'm going to check out, I haven't seen the interview that Oprah did with When They See Us. So
oh my gosh. That's good.
And I will talk about that next week.
That's really good.
Well, before I go, there's 3 movies coming out that I want to see. And it's ironic that they're all kind of horror related. And it's Dr. Sleep, which is the long-awaited sequel to The Shining. We all remember The Shining. Daddy's home, or Jakey's home, whatever he says. Jack Nicholson through the door.
Here's
smiling.
Johnny.
Yeah, there it is. Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
So The Shining is a classic. It's a Stephen King classic, and it's like an apex of a horror movie. And they're finally doing the sequel. It's called Dr. Sleep. Did you hear about this, Adam?
No, not yet.
Oh yeah, definitely go on YouTube and watch the trailer. It's really, really creepy, and you'll see some of the scenes from The Shining incorporated into this movie. And I'll give you a hint: the lead character is Danny from the first movie. It's the son that grew up. Red Rum. It's him. So check it out. Another movie that I'm looking forward to is called Midsummer, and it's basically about this festival that happens every 90 years in Scandinavia, and this guy, his friend, girlfriend are going to this festival in Scandinavia, and stuff gets weird. It gets really, really weird. And
yeah, that one looks a little freaky.
Yeah. I saw Hereditary, and I gave that a bad rating. I really did, because I just couldn't connect. And it's from the same producer. But something about this trailer makes me really want to go see it. So I'm going to step out there on a limb, as we talked about earlier. I'm taking a risk, Steven.
Right.
I'm taking a risk with this movie. And the last one is Annabelle, of course. So yeah, that's what's on my list.
Nice.
Well, so I want to see. So yesterday, that movie about the alternate universe where the guy creates all the Beatles songs comes out. This week. That looks like fun. Another one is for any Shakespeare fan. They're doing a movie called Ophelia, which is reimagining of Hamlet, but it's told from Ophelia's perspective. So, but Daisy Ridley from the Star Wars stars in it, so that would be an interesting one. And then Spider-Man: Far From Home, just in 2 weeks, so we're back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after only a few weeks. Speaking of which, Chike, are you going to go see an Endgame being re-released with extra footage that comes out this week?
Probably not. I've
You've
seen it like
times.
multiple times already. Yeah, I've seen it multiple times already. But I don't know if I told you guys. I did post it up on social media, but I'm such a geek. I went and bought 2 thick encyclopedias. I bought one from DC and one from Marvel. And can I tell you, these books are like really big, thick, heavy books with all the Marvel and all the DC content in them, and I cannot wait to absorb it.
Nice. Yeah, I just go on Wikipedia. That's where I learned my stuff.
All right,
but you don't have the illustrations. Yeah,
I know that's true. It's not the same. But yeah, that's it for us, Steven.
All right. Well, as always, thank you for letting us know what to spend our money on, what not to. Hope you have a great week. We'll talk again next Monday.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Right back after this.
Your love is showing me my path. My heart belongs in your grasp. I only see you underneath your light. I can't survive without your kiss. My life dripping from your lips. I'm nowhere if I'm not by your side. It feels like time slows down, and every breath is getting longer. I feel my heart sinking to the ground, and every weakness is getting stronger. And as I'm falling, I can feel you lift me up underneath your wings. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. I feel your fire burn underneath my skin. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. And I'm breathing in every single sound you make. I can feel your words all in the air. With your voice making my heart beat. If your soul is all I see, it's like the rest of the world is not there. It feels like time slows down, and every breath is getting longer. I feel my heart sinking to the ground, and every weakness is getting stronger. And as I'm falling, I can feel you lift me up underneath your wings. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. I feel your fire burn underneath my skin. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. And as I'm falling down, I feel you lift me up underneath your wings. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. I feel your fire burn underneath my skin. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Janelle, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
I cannot complain. You have a good weekend?
I did. Yeah, I really did. Dylan saw his first movie.
Oh, good.
So
What did he see?
Yeah, Toy Story.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
I was excited about that, yeah.
Did he like it?
He did. Well, as far as he saw, he was, moving all around.
Right.
Exactly. Fortunately, there weren't a lot of people in there, so
I was
like, kid,
yeah.
down.
That's funny.
He saw his first movie. It was exciting.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'll let you take it away, and they got some good stuff for us.
I do, actually, and I just want to go ahead and give everybody a heads up that, of course, the July weekend is next weekend, so a lot of people are saving themselves for next weekend. But I was able to find a lot of great stuff for everyone, but, still not what you guys are used to. So I'll just go ahead and dive right in. We're in the final hours of Saks Fifth Avenue off Fifth sale. If you shop there now, you can get 40% off of your purchase. And if you're shopping online, you have to use mystery checkout mystery at checkout. Today is the last day to shop Famous Footwear and get $10 off of your purchase. $10 off your purchase of $50 or more. And if you are shopping online, you have to use the code SUMMERDEAL at checkout. Express is having a sale, and if you shop there now, you can get up to 70% off of select styles. If you download the Bloomingdale's app, you can get $15 off of your next purchase. There are some exclusions that apply, but pretty much they will let you purchase just about anything. Banana Republic is having a sale, and if you shop there now, you can get an extra 50% off of their sales styles. Old Navy, which is also a sister company to Banana Republic, they're having a sale, and if you shop there now, you can get up to 75% off your clearance items. The Limited is also having a sale, and if you shop there now, you can get summer items starting at just $19.99. J. Crew is giving everyone an extra 40% off of sale styles. So if you shop there now, you can go ahead and take advantage of that deal. If you are shopping online, you have to use code BIG at checkout. True Religion is having a sale. And if you shop there, you can get 40% off of their sale styles. And last but not least, Carter's is having a sale. They always do, they always have a sale. But today they're giving doorbusters like flip-flops and tees starting at just $4.
Oh, wow. Giving away clothes.
They are. They are. But just keep in mind there'll be a lot of stuff next week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they can find us at budgetshopaholic.com, correct?
They surely can.
All right. Well, thank you as always, and have a great week.
Okay. All right.
All right. Right back after this.
Love, 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 love.
This is Beverly Peel, and you're listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Well, that's our show. I want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Special shout out to Keith Jacobs for joining us. Check out his new single, Saucy. Have a great week, and we'll talk again next Monday. Peace and good night.
Tonight is all eyes on me. Everything's gonna be alright. And when we get there, I'ma see a pretty, pretty, pretty young thing. I'ma ask her to take